I'm gonna work on the whole steering. The steering, we gotta get on it. So that's the plan, that's the goal, that's what we're about to do. It's off in there. Daddy got her set off in there, got mounts made. We just gotta get our mounts made to hold it in and see if we can't whip around the yard, wood grain gripping. So come on, mate. Then threw my dang glasses on the ground. But we back. I know last week I told y'all that we were going to drive the Comanche this week. And we are going to drive the Comanche this week. Well, this weekend. Not gonna lie, I've been slam packed with other stuff all week. And today is Thursday. It is Thursday at 3:44. We're finally getting started on the Comanche this week. But we're gonna I told y'all we're gonna drive it. We're gonna drive it. So by Saturday night, Sunday morning the latest, but hopefully Saturday night, Saturday evening, we're driving the Comanche. So I wrote us a good little to-do list down here. I don't know if you can see it. So we got fuel tank, fuel lines and pump, brake lines, cross member. That's what I'm gonna start on because that's probably gonna be our hardest thing. Transfer case and drive shafts. I wanna start on the cross member before I do the transfer case. Just so I ain't gotta fight around it, but I might end up sticking it in there and pull it back out just so I can kind of make sure we don't run into a drive shaft as we build our cross member. Steering orbital, steering and tie rods, because we're double ended ram, we need our tie rods on both sides. We got to finish our high steer knuckles, front shocks, weld coil buckets, which is also over here. Front bumper, slave cylinder for the clutch and a line for that. And then we need to weld the ram mount, the coil buckets, the link tabs, frame stiffeners, fish plates. And I'm sure there's, cross member stuff. So it's not like somebody's pulling up. It's gonna be a decent little job to make it happen, but I'll make it happen. Fuel tank, we got this fuel tank. This did come out of a Bobcat. I want to try to, this is irrelevant now. I want to try to cut it out and sink it in the bed a little bit. That way it ain't sticking up above the window as much. I just don't like the way it looks back there. But if I can get it sunk down some, I think we might be in business. Cross member, what are we gonna have to do here? So, as you can see where I ran that angle, it capped our holes over. But on a Comanche you have these that kick over here. So, which I don't know how much I trust them by themselves. But we'll figure something out here. I'm gonna have to wait and kind of I'm gonna get the stock one up in there and we'll go from there. But we'll make something work. For sure. We need to do some plating like right there. You know, put some plate there. And do some little finish up stuff we gotta do. Put some gussets on them link tabs, some gussets on these. I'm gonna put them fish plates right here, and then I want to make a kicker that kind of comes back into here, kind of slope that a little more, and then put a plate on the top of that one. Well, you know, a plate here to cap that one. I'm hoping these don't get hung up on a lot of stuff. If they do, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do to change it without messing the geometry up a whole bunch. We're fixing it, I don't know. Well, after this first ride, we'll see what we got, where we're going. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to get transmission stuff jacked up where it's supposed to be. The other cross member on, I gotta get a mount on it, get the other cross member on it. But what I'll probably do is slave cylinder first while I can get to it real easy. But when I get up in there and start, I got to haul my scrap off over. I got my scrap trailer loaded up, haul it back here and dump it in the S10 back here. But yeah. Yeah, once probably knock his slave cylinder out real quick, and then we'll jack this up and get her leveled up. And when I kind of get her better ideas of what we're gonna do with a cross member, I will pick y'all up and make sure y'all agree with my idea. And we'll kind of have we'll consult with each other and figure out which way the best way will be. Y'all just ain't good at talking back, or the consulting part. I talk to y'all and y'all don't never give me no feedback until after I've done it. So I don't know. It is what it is. You know, it's part of the video, I guess. But yeah, she's coming along. So let me get the slave cylinder on, jack it up, and we'll somehow make a cross member fit in here in a minute. Well, welcome back. So if you look here, we got some stuff marked off. We got cross member marked off, transfer case, and drive shaft. Well, but I added rear drive. I've done the front, I ain't done the rear. And I got the slave cylinder and the clutch line done. Cross member was not fun. I did not pick y'all up. To be honest, I kind of just got in a groove, and it was also dark under there and stuff. But I'll kind of show you what I did, because let's just say I didn't have a mount for it. Go figure. I didn't have the right mount to bolt to the AX15, and then yeah, it's been a disaster. But I took that plate right there, drilled holes in it, and it's welded back, welded to a regular XJ, like the AW4. There's the rubber piece, but I didn't have the bracket to bolt to the transmission. Then I brought this over here. That bolt don't line up. That bolt lines up. Both of them bolts line up, and then I welded it to there. So that's done. Transfer case is in. We've got to do a linkage for that of some sort. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Front drive shaft's in. And then if you look up in that hole somewhere up in there, slave cylinder. Slave cylinder's in, and the line's done and everything. I got the bleeder cracked open right now, letting it gravity bleed. But yeah, I probably look like I got a face for the radio right now. Hopefully you catch on to that. But yeah, we made a lick on it. I feel like pretty good lick. I've been pretty worried, not worried, but dreading this crossover. I knew it was going to be a tall order, but we got her did. So a lot of this other stuff on here will go relatively quick. I think the biggest thing we have on here now, really, that's not a for sure, like the finish high steer, that'll be not really time consuming, but kind of time consuming. I mean, I pretty much just got to weld this side out and then cut the brackets for that side. The fuel tank, that'll be our biggest thing here. We got plenty of room to sink it down there. I'll get some more light on the situation in the morning, and I think probably be the first thing we get on in the morning. We gotta run. Better get under there and get some bolts. I gotta go to Marcus's, put some carry his trailer back in the go-kart for old Cruise, and put some bolts in a skid plate and cruise his 800, and then get some breakfast while I'm doing that, and we'll be back, and we're about to hit it hard. So yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying it. I know it's kind of been just talking so far, but I promise you, we driving this dude before this video is over. So if you gotta skip through, if you gotta do whatever you gotta do, go to I promise you, if you hear to see it drive, it's gonna drive in this video. So hell or high water, I'm gonna make it happen. I don't care if we gotta pull all nighter tomorrow night. We'll see where we're at the end of tomorrow. we gonna make it happen. So I'm gonna go in here. Oh, I told y'all the time earlier. Let me tell y'all the time again. See where we're sitting at. 10:30. Well, yep. 10:30. 10:30 p.m. So go in and get a shower and stuff. Got to be over at Marcus's about 7:15 in the morning. We'll get back after it. So I hope y'all sleep good. I'll catch y'all in the morning. Alright, we're back. Fresh and good. Got a good night's sleep. Got all that stuff knocked out I need to do this morning. It is currently, let's get a time check. 10:07. 10:07. We about to get after it. Remember, told y'all I was gonna do the fuel tank. Well, scratch that. I think Daddy's gonna. He said I had to go help him. While I go get a bucket truck in the yard. He said something about he had a plan on the fuel tank. So hey, if he's got a plan and he's got it in his head, I'm gonna let him get after it. That way, I can get after some more stuff. So since he's brewing all that up, you get it, buddy. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna work on the stern. The stern, we gotta get orbital mount welded up a little better. It's kind of a quick hack job, I ain't gonna lie. Got that plate back there, and then that plate down there, and I'm gonna make a kicker of some sort that kind of comes from here to there. That way it can't shift, or I might triangle it. Something, I'm gonna weld something in there, just kind of hold it. And then that needs welded out. Tie rods need made. I gotta make this top piece for over there. And then we've got to mount orbital. Bracket and everything's already cut. Just gotta lay it in there and mount her up. So, dang light. So yeah, gonna get the tripod. My tripod, you can see my fancy tripod. Got a DeWalt battery adapter so I can plug y'all up to the charger. It's probably gonna be a little tall for the application we got right now. Oh, I done scratched the brand new door for the race Jeep. But we'll get y'all right in this for Sunday right here. And we'll whip up a fire off old time lapse and get on it. So that's the plan, that's the goal, that's what we're about to do. So y'all enjoy this time lapse and let's get something done. Alrighty, well, I hope y'all can hear me pretty good. It is coming a flood. It was hailing and stuff. So, yeah, something we're gonna have to deal with. Because we're getting this thing running. Let me get over here where y'all can see this. So I got the steering rod's done, high steer done, tie rod's done, ram mount welded up, orbital's in there, lines hooked up. I've got to get two fittings. 9/16 ORB to a -6 JIC. And my steering, that's all I need for my steering lines. I've got the pressure and return hooked up. Really the only thing we need left on the front end, I welded this cool bucket up, but we're having problems here with the shocks. If we go back to the mount we had, I think our shock's a little short. You know, if I was to build a bracket like this, our shock's a little short. Well, our shock's a little too long. It's gonna not give us enough up travel. So I ain't for sure yet what the plan is, but we're working on one. I'm looking at different ways to flip it, flop it, turn it. There's a hole all the way through the bottom of this right here, so I might try to flip it over. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of at a brain lock on that. There's something sitting over there. I'm trying not to, I'm sorry if the camera, I'm kind of hiding it, keeping it tucked on the fender. There's something over there, y'all just seen the grill of it, that I'm trying not to show y'all until I'm gonna do a video over it. But we got something neat, we got something cool. Just been hectic with all this, so I haven't really, it's coming, I'll show y'all. Y'all see it. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on getting the shocks mounted up. And shocks mounted up. And that'd be about it for the front end. Other than making a gusset from this to this. Kind of making me a triangular gusset there to tie that together, and then doing some welding on all that. That'll pretty much cure the front end up. And then we'll have to weld a coil bucket over there and shock over there, but yeah, that's what our goal is now. That's where we're at. So I'm gonna kind of sit back and work on these shocks and figure it out, and I might fire the time lapse up. I don't know, it's kind of dark over in that corner and can't see much, but we'll figure something out. I'm sure of it. But our lift is getting stuff marked off. So we'll be getting down before you know it. We'll be driving her. I plan on next weekend. Wheeling's closed, but I'm gonna pull some strings to know some folks. We're gonna try to make it to a Wheeling next weekend to do a little shakedown on it. So hopefully next weekend, if everything go right, we'll have a shakedown video of the Comanche, and then the weekend after that we go into on the true maiden voyage. We're gonna see what she does. So yeah, I'm gonna work on these shocks, and hopefully this rain will quieten down and I figure these shocks out. We'll move on to brake lines and stuff, and I'll throw some time lapse in here and there if I can remember when I get in the mood, when I get into motion, and we're getting there. Let me do a time check for y'all. 1:34. And a message from Marketplace. So I was looking at a truck to buy, but I ain't got time to go get it today. I sure would love to go get it, but it is what it is. So pick y'all up, but here in a minute we're gonna get some shocks mounted. Oh. Yeah. Strawberry wine, son. Hitting 10:20. Time check. Better cut that off or I get copyright. We getting down. We getting. Go over here to our list. To our list. Fuel tank. It's off in there. Daddy got her set off in there. Got mounts made. We just got to get our mounts made to hold it in, and all the lines ran up to this point. We just got to hook them up to the tank. Do a little trimming. Hook them up. Tank. So I ain't gonna mark it off yet. Fuel line pump it's on there. Oh well, I gotta wire it. See her hidden under there. There's our mounts for our tank too. There's that. Rear drive shaft, I just welded that up. She's sitting right over there. We getting there. Brake lines. I can't mark that off for y'all. Yahtzee. So, oh, we do gotta add one thing that I forgot. RE, rear cool buckets. We gotta do that. But yeah, shocks. I flipped them over. They mounted up good. Brake lines ran. Brake lines ran. Choo choo. I need to take this one off. That one don't matter no more. I ran on both. Well, I'm hoping it'll work out, but I just took this one, rubber line there, shot over to a splitter, and done a little back and forth. That, and that. There's a drive shaft. Shortened her up right in the middle. Is it gonna vibrate? We'll find out. But yeah. Come along, we are on target. I know I just did a time check, but you probably didn't see it because I was trying to cut the music off. 10:22. That's where we at with this. And I don't feel like we're in a bad situation. The longest part we probably got left is cleaning this mess up. Because son, it is just, whoo, whoo. Look terrible, girl, terrible. Up in here. But yeah, we got her wicked up. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I need to tell you about. Oh, front bumper, we ain't got that. But that's not a requirement to drive it tomorrow. Oh, steering, all that's done. We did get the fittings. I just got to hook I got already the pressure and return hooked up. I think I need to tighten up that hose clamp on the return, maybe. Let's see. Double check on camera. Okay. Hope she's tight. I'll run these two lines. We gotta bleed that out. Once I bleed that out, bleed the brakes, bleed the clutch. And then do some trimming and I think finish trimming the high steer arm there and little stuff like that. But yeah, that's where we at. So we again at that point where I'm about to go in there and get dolled back up because I don't know if you can tell, I am filthy. I'm talking about just a filthy box. So yeah, enjoy our rain we got out here. We got D-Max sitting there looking pretty. Sleeper truck. And yep, so I'm gonna pick y'all back up in the morning and we will knock out a few little things and we'll see if we can't whip around the yard wood grain gripping. So come on back. So I'm gonna go and get a shower and get a nap, but for y'all it won't be but a few seconds and I'll catch y'all in the morning. a lot better than it was. Some reason, no. Go back out a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, no, that's good. For some reason, the spring, I don't know, this perch must be out more or something, or the perch is in.
Yeah.
This spring ain't bad, that one's got a crook in it.
I know you see it's wheel. I guess the front end wider rims on this thing.
And it might be these moving around. Yeah. See how they're doing that? Y'all seen it in the last clip there. She drove down the driveway and back, and then it came a monsoon. You don't need to see that. But yeah. It ain't done. It's still a mess on the inside. I just put a key switch in it. But it we gotta, to be done, we gotta do a little more welding there and stuff, and I think I'm gonna do a think about doing a sway bar on it maybe. Well, see how roll and floppy it is. So I'm thinking about doing a sway bar on it just to kind of get that roll out of it and just make it where I can disconnect it, connect it, and we'll scientific experiment. See if it'll help or not. And I knew this was gonna be a problem that we gotta address. This ram is too much of a stroke. You can see right there where it's maxing out. So I gotta make some sort of stop right here. That ain't too bad. Put one on each side. But I feel like it's sitting pretty dull, icy over here. I feel like it looks pretty good. We got to trim some fenders some more, probably trim the back. But all in all, I don't feel like it done too shabby. Well, I mean, we ain't full welded it yet, but you know, for driving down the driveway stuff, it seemed to drive. I felt like it drove good. So the plan is we're gonna go to Wheeling next weekend. Just Saturday, ride some, and just kind of hit a few hills and this and that, and kind of just make sure ain't nothing gonna happen, so we can go on that trip the weekend after. With that being said, we need a four-wheel drive shifter this week. Do some more welding on the back. Do some welding on our coil buckets back here. You can see like our coil buckets here. I ain't got any braces going down to the frame, so we need to do some bracing on that. Limit straps back here, and I've got to do something about the brakes. We've got a lot. I capped it off. Capped it off just by folding the line over here on the front. See if we can. You can see I capped that one off. Remember I told y'all earlier that I disconnected that one. Well, I didn't. I don't know. I got my line screwed up or something. So I'm about to redo all the brakes on it. I didn't really like how the lines are ran. Well, I don't like how it's not working, and the back is not getting fluid at all. So I've mixed something up there. But it ain't nothing. So yeah, that's the plan. Next weekend, hit Wheeling. We gotta do that stuff. Like to do the front bumper, get it done, done, and I believe we'll be in business. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for a front bumper yet. I'm thinking about putting a bumper off the gray Jeep on it, and then I've got a winch laying right yonder, right there, and we'll have a winch. But it's looking pretty good. Everything seems to shift good and all that. So yeah, we'll get that little stuff knocked out, and we will see y'all next week at Wheeling in the Country. Well, y'all won't see me there on the video. Y'all see us at Wheeling next weekend on the next video. So catch y'all then. Oh yeah, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, hopefully I can catch you on the next one. So, all right, see y'all next weekend.